This is why Satan wants to silence women. Listen, in Genesis, in the very beginning, when there was the fall with mankind, it said in God's word that God put enmity between the woman and the serpent. There was enmity between them. Basically, they had beef. There was beef between the woman and the serpent. Why? Because of the fall, and also the seed was going to come from the woman. So, women, we carry influence, we carry power. Now, men do that as well, but there was a certain issue when it comes to the enemy trying to keep women silent, the spirit of religion trying to keep women silent. I remember praying one time, this was in a dream. I was in a prayer circle. I was praying with some people. And as I was praying, and as it came up for my turn to begin to speak a prayer point, someone took their hand and placed it over my mouth as if everyone could share their prayer point, but this woman here could not share their prayer point. I was muzzled in the dream. I was silenced in the dream, but here I had something brewing deep down on the inside of me, and the enemy would not allow me to let it out. And mind you, I was in the midst of a prayer group. I was in the midst of other believers, other Christian believers. This show the spirit of religion trying to silence the women in this hour. Now listen to this statistic. In 2016, it says 69% of women believe in God, absolutely certain that they believe in God. And then it says 57% of men were absolutely certain that they believe in God. When we look at today, we see that there's more women, it looks like it has been, more women in the church than there are men. So there's women that are praying. There's women that are interceding for their children. So are men. But there's women who are more prevalent in the church. They're more so in the church. When we look at the ministry of Jesus, who was his supporters, supporting them, supporting the gospel? There were women around supporting Jesus. When we think about Apostle Paul, when Apostle Paul was traveling, whose house did he go into? Lydia's house. We need to think about how important that women are in ministry. And the enemy does not like that. He understands that there is a certain amount of influence that women carry. There's a certain amount of power, of grace that they carry that he cannot stand. He knows that you carry the fire of God on the inside of you. And listen, once you get a woman started, you already know, once you get a woman started, she can't stop. So if a woman is started in prayer, she will continue to pray for you by the grace of God. Once a woman cares about her son, her daughter, she cares about someone so much, she's going to intercede. When you hear about people giving stories about praying grandmothers, you don't hear praying grandfathers that much, although I believe they pray as well. You always hear the story of, I had a praying grandmother. My grandmother prayed me through. My grandmother did this. Women, the enemy wants to keep you silent. Do not be silenced in this hour. Begin to declare God's word. Begin to speak what he's giving you, because he's given it to you. God has given it to you, and what God has blessed can't no man curse. Amplify. Let your words amplify in this season. And most importantly, be humble. Remain at the feet of Jesus, because as long as you're there, no one, absolutely no one, can stop what God is going to do for you. So I encourage you, women of God, to not be muzzled in this season. I encourage you to go forth and speak the word of the Lord and see people healed, delivered, and set free. God bless you.